Fight man in boxing, led the Flair Cops. Shout out to Goodfellas Sports TV. Woo!
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you. Get 18% off. We out.
All right, man. Caleb Plant. I'm going went on the record saying some things about Canelo. Did an interview with y'all boy Mike Coventer. Let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video, and let's talk about it. It's a lot that was here. It says that hold on. It says Caleb Plant on Canelo negotiation. I'm looking for a penny more. He said I'm not looking for a penny more than I'm owed, but I'm also don't want a penny less. I know what some have been paid. I feel Eddie Hearn kind of sold them Smith and Billy Joe Saunders out for a little bit of money. I just want to be fair. We got some audio too, man. Caleb Plant on Canelo, he's been fighting these UK level guys, and that's cool. But as far as him fighting the top, Floyd Mayweather, Lara, Golovkin, which he's 1-3. 1-3? He is 1-3? Because I thought he beat Lara and Golovkin twice, but I get what he's saying. He looked human in some of these big fights. Caleb Plant, I think people let's say misconstrue, I think it was, that because me and Billy Joe Saunders, I got the audio to that, so let's get the audio, man. My ice maker, man. Don't be alarmed. Ain't nobody kicking dough. Kick the dough. Everybody on the floor. Kick a dough. Kick a dough. Come on, y'all follow me on Twitter. The link's in the description. Let me get over a ban on Twitter, please. Do the P. Diddy. Please listen to my remix. Please subscribe to my Twitter. The link's in the description. It's Goodfellas Sports TV. On Twitter, please. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you're missing out. But here we go.
You say he thinks he's going to get it.
That's what he thinks.
Why is he not going to get it?
You're looking at it. You're looking at the reason. You know, Billy, I think people misconstrue the fact that, you know, maybe because me and Billy have both some statements to our style that we're the same fighter. And to me, that's almost disrespectful. Just the amount of discipline alone that I possess over him is disrespectful. So the amount of discipline I have, the athletic ability that I have, the speed that I have, you know, Billy, he's quick. He's got some quickness, but he's not explosive. You know, the height, the reach, the boxing ability, the boxing IQ, I hit harder than him. I mean, the list goes on and on. So, you know, just because we both have some slickness to our style, don't construe that we're the same boxer or even the same type of man.
All right. Okay. So you heard what he said, and that's his opinion until it becomes factual. Mason going up the stairs. So, I mean, that's his opinion, okay? Some people will say Caleb Plant is not as battle tested as Billy Joe. When you're talking about undefeated John Ryder, undefeated Gary Spike O'Sullivan, beat a David Lemieux, I mean, beat the undefeated Chris Eubanks for what it's worth. I mean, it doesn't have the eye-popping. When you think about the middleweight division, you know, Billy Joe been there for a minute. Martin Murray, who a lot of people thought technically had a win over Sergio Martinez, he fought an older Martin Murray. I mean, Billy Joe been around since 2009. All right, before we get into it, look up Billy Joe BoxRec. He been around since 2009, right? So we go to the middleweight WBO title. Let's see when he got the title over Andy Lee, right? You look at some guys who've been champion since 2009, right? So you have guys like Kelly Pavlik. I know he just got in there. Sergio Martinez, Dimitri Pirog, 11. Dimitri Pirog, 11, 12. Peter Quillen, talking about just the WBO. 12, Peter Quillen 13, Peter Quillen 2014, Andy Lee. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, at the end of the day, just look at some of the opponents that fought for this belt before he got it. Andy Lee, Matt Corba, Peter Quillen, another dude, Gabriel Rosado, Peter Quillen, Fernando Guerrero. Hair in my mouth. Dmitry Prigog, Ashita, Dmitry Prigog, Gennady Monterosian. I don't even know who the hell that is. Demetrius Prigog, Javier Francisco Maciel, Dmitry Prigog, Danny Jacobs, Sergio Martinez, Kelly Pavlik, Miguel Angel Espino, Kelly Pavlik, Marco Antonio Rubio. Jesus. Was Marco Antonio Rubio? Jesus, man. Marco Antonio Rubio been fighting for a long time, bro. He got over 60 fights. Maybe even 70 if I look at it the right way. So, this, Billy Joe Saunders, here come Mason again. Billy Joe Saunders been around for a while. And, honestly, you look at his resume. And he ain't fought those guys. My hair still ain't grown back. Jesus. It's getting chopped off anyway. I'm going to just keep the handlebars. Go handlebar thin. Line that up. Yeah, forget that. I'm never gonna have that Rick Ross beard. Huh? She wasn't with me shooting in the gym, huh? He fought Nick Blackwell, John Ryder, Garrett Spike O'Sullivan. Those two was undefeated. Chris Eubanks was undefeated. Andy Lee, he beat him by a majority. Was it majority decision? Yes, sir. Arthur Kova, Willie Monroe Jr., David Lemieux. Really, that's it. Older Mark Murray. Ended up fighting Canelo Alvarez. Really, he had his moments, and people want to act like he didn't have his moments. Oh, he wasn't doing. What do you mean he wasn't doing nothing? Canelo literally wasn't doing shit the whole fight. Yeah, and what proves it to you, because he landed one meaningful shot to the head and he hurt Billy Joe. And like I said, I had that fight even. Some people had Billy Joe up. The Canelo fanboys gonna say it wasn't a blowout. I just can't. They have no objectivity when you talk about Canelo fanboys. Canelo couldn't throw to the head, so he was crying, complaining, had to throw to the body. But like I said before, Canelo was competitive with anybody that stick and move. At this point, Billy Joe is anybody. Especially if you southpaw, Billy Joe, he couldn't cut the ring off. Ultimately, Billy Joe made a rookie mistake because he ain't really been battle tested. What you talking about, out of his career, Canelo Alvarez, since he been around, that ain't even the best fighter that been there. When we talk about guys like Arthur Abraham, just from 60 to 68, I got him. Go with your brother. Just say hi, Mason. She dropped. What do you think about the guys that's kind of been around? Jermaine Taylor, Arthur Abraham, Carl Frost, Kelly Pavlik, Sergio Martinez. I think Paul Williams fought up in middleweight for a second as well, too. Really, you look at some of the guys, Dmitry Prigog, since he's been pro, really, I think if we talking about even playing field, all them whoop Canelo. Damn near, and it's just to the point where Andre Durrell, was around then, and you talking about really, I know Andre Durrell never won a title, but I don't feel like Canelo could have fucked with him. There's a lot of guys that never won a title. I think that'll beat Canelo ass, but like I said before, some of those guys just fell in the wrong division. And people act like Canelo that good. I don't see it, man. I don't see special. I see really good. Like when I watched him for over the years, since he was fighting on undercards and sharing cards with other, like Floyd and other fighters, I just don't see special. When y'all say special, I've never seen him look like Boots look versus Lipians. I've never seen it. When I watch him, it's just if he was any other nationality, if he was from UK, if he was from Argentina, if he's from California, we wouldn't even be having this discussion. And people get mad when I say it. He not special, Even at one point, I seen it in Spence. When he was hungry and when he had appetite in his belly, he had room for his stomach. We see Keith Thurman, I don't want to say I really see special in Keith Thurman, but he was a good fighter. We talking about some of these young guys I thought Matisse, maybe nothing had the names on his resume early on. I thought he was more impressive. Timothy Bradley took more risks than he did, fighting Devin Alexander when he didn't have to. And it's just to the point where people say Canelo, I just seen a whole bunch of prospects. I think Teofimo Lopez, was more special than him at 23, 22 years old. Just from the eye test. So when people get all hyped on Canelo, I see dudes that throw the same repetitive combinations, bro. A guy that's just match made to get motherfuckers to stand in front of him. But yeah, I didn't think Billy. I mean, you look at Canelo's last few opponents, Saul Alvarez's last opponents, man. Come on, tell me who a world beater. Ivan Uterman, Callum Smith, Kovalev. He was drained. We know that. He was old, just got knocked out. Daniel Jacobs, never been. He beat Daniel Jacobs on 2 cards 115, 113. He had a close fight with fucking Daniel Jacobs. You know, I didn't think the fight was that close, but the judges did. Dave Moretti and Steve Wiseman. Glenn Feldman scored it. One more point. You feel me? So this dude ain't beating these type of guys the way he should be beating them. Danny Jacobs, Rocky Fielding, Gennady Golovkin, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., Liam Smith. Look at this. Got to be the real talk, bro. This got to be the what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This got to be one of the worst 13 fight runs I've seen. It got to be. If you look at the resume, if you look at Liam Smith being 23-0-1, you would think Liam Smith was a world beater. But we know Liam Smith got that bill from Demetrius Andrade. They got vacated. Then Canelo wanted to come back down. We know that wasn't a Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. that fought Sergio Martinez. You know, it wasn't the same guy that wasn't the same guy that fought Andy Lee and stopped him. I think that was in like El Paso. That's the Sun Bowl. You know, wasn't the same guy that fought Marco Antonio Rubio, Peter Manfredi, Sebastian Zebic, which that was a close fight with a majority decision. I remember watching that fight. That wasn't that Julio Cesar Chavez. So he didn't fight. He didn't fight Kirkland at his best. He didn't fight Miguel Cotto at his best. He didn't fight Amir Khan at his best, which, you know, Lord, he fought Liam Smith. You want to say he was good? He wasn't, but okay. He didn't fight Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. at his best. You want to say he fought Gennady Golovkin at his best? I agree with you. But then again, you look at Gennady Golovkin's resume before we get to Caleb Plant. Look at his resume. Who he beat? He beat nobody. And then when he stepped up to Danny Jacobs, man, come on, man. It was, you know, I was at that fight, bro. He got a gift. Kovalev just got knocked out. He wasn't at his best. Callum Smith, you want to say his best? Okay. Unerman Billy Joe Saunders, man. It's just to the point where, come on, people talking about pound for pound. He ain't fighting nobody, bro. When you got Demetrius Andrade out there, could have rematched Lara, made it no doubt. Made it, you know, clear people's mind. Who else you have out there? The Charlo brothers, you ducked Jamel. That's why he wrote us Easter Golden Boy. Come on, he didn't fight Sergio Martinez when he was down at 54. Motherfucker was hiding from him. You know, so you just talking about all the guys that was there. Didn't fight Martinez. You know, didn't get a chance to fight Williams because of Paul Williams because of the incident. Come on, he didn't fight the last. Look, man, you want to go his last, 14, 15, 16 fights? Only person he fought his best was Floyd Mayweather and Lara. Come on, they want to act like this dude ain't he beating these dudes at his best, but you know, Caleb Plant, man, really, he's talking about how he's better than Billy Joe, but in one department, you're not better than Billy Joe. You don't have the experience. You look at Caleb Plant resume. He doesn't have the experience. You know, you're talking about guys like Truex that wasn't at his best. Mike Lee Uzatagi, Porky Medina, who just got beat, I believe, right before that, a couple fights before that, by David Benavidez, one fight between that. You know, you look at, you know, Caleb Plant, he just ain't, you know, he don't take punches well. It don't look like sometimes, you know, he get tired. He don't take punches well. It's hard to believe him. I'm pulling for him, honestly. I had no issue with him. I think he's a good fighter. But once again, this could be a prime example of Al Haymon not moving the guy in the right direction. I think it might benefit Al Haymon to pay him a little bit more to fight Benavidez to get that experience for both of them. It might benefit him. It might benefit them to hold up undisputed. Not benefit us, but make Benavidez, make Charlo fight each other, throw Demetrius Andrade in there, make all them fight each other, and then test them. But we know money talk, bullshit walk. And Al Haymon, this is gonna be another example that Al Haymon messed up. He don't know what he's doing in boxing. His team don't know what he's doing. No disrespect, but to throw Caleb Plant in there with Canelo, that's like throwing Lamb in there to the Wolves. We know what's gonna happen. You know, he can talk all confident he want. I'm not Billy Joe, this, that, and the third. But the same shit gonna happen. You might not lean into a punch, but we know one, you gonna get robbed if you do really win, because he doesn't. Me personally, he don't really do what you need to be Canelo. To be Canelo, you gotta go for it. Think about all the guys that gave Canelo trouble. Trout, other than Lara, Trout, Mayweather, Golovkin, they always walking this motherfucker down. Think about it. Canelo can't fight off the back foot, and Golovkin allowed him to survive off the back foot because he didn't press all the way because he was scared to get hit. You know, when Canelo on his back foot, there's nothing good coming on. When Billy Joe started punching, Canelo wasn't doing this shit. Canelo wasn't doing this no way. Because Canelo ain't really slick. When you put him in there with a slick fighter like Billy Joe, He'll look ordinary. Same thing with Caleb Plant, but Caleb Plant does not have the aggressiveness to walk Canelo down. He come out there doing this little pretty shit. One, he not gonna win the fight at all. Two, he gonna get knocked out. Running around the ring and doing this and that. And I know you can't break a poor boy chin. Man, you go in there, you sound like Billy Joe. I'm willing to die in there. Like I said, he has no chance to win this fight. Zero chance. Even if it was even playing field, it's just a matter of a time till he get caught. And I don't think Caleb Plant can take the punches. And I want three things. I don't think Caleb Plant ready for the fight. Thanks to Al Haymon not getting him ready for the fight. I don't think he could take the punishment. He don't have the style to beat Canelo. I wouldn't throw him in there with him. You know, the coach got him doing all this boxing and shit. At some point in boxing, 100% of fighters that's prize fighters going to be in a situation at one point in their career where they're in a competitive fight where it can go either way, or they're going to be down a round or two or plus. What happened when this dude is down a round? Is he going, even with Uzatagi, when he sat down and dropped him, he ain't no killer. He can punch better than Billy Joe Saunders. I've been telling that, but he ain't no killer. When it come down to sitting down on shots and walking, he don't have to stop. He gonna sit there and run all day. Either Canelo gonna get a gift decision, or he gonna get the decision because he was the aggressor, or he gonna knock Caleb Plant. I really don't have no interest in the fight. This is not a case because this is not a situation that because Canelo got the judge and shit. Because this dude he's not prepared. His corner got him doing shit like, look, you supposed to be knocking these jokers out the box. He going to decisions with Juan D. Angel, and he going decisions with a dude he shouldn't even be going decisions with. At 28 years old, why wouldn't Al cash his ass out? What he gonna do? 75, a European division. He can talk all this shit, but guess what? Either he gonna get quit, he gonna get robbed, or he gonna get knocked out. It doesn't really matter. I have no desire to see this fight because Caleb Plant is not prepared. Caleb Plant is not prepared. And a lot of people not going to like when me saying that. He's not prepared. To go in this fight with Uzatagi being your best win, he's not prepared. And really, he need to bring in a coach that's going to show him how to go forward and not get hit. But then going into one camp before Canelo, can he perfect going forward? No. All these dudes, I'm slick, I got defense. Defense is like Pernell and Floyd sitting in front of you, but you can't hit them flush. Defense ain't just doing this and looking pretty and shit. Defense is Floyd sitting in front of Canelo and Pacquiao and them not be able to hit him for real. Or hit him with 2 or 3 meaningful shots. That's defense. You see Floyd at welterweight, I hate to get this motherfucker props. You don't see Floyd, doing all this a lot of times. A lot of times Floyd sitting there like this, right in front of you, and you can't hit him. Caleb Plant moving and shit, doing all this, and then wonder why he get tired and breathing hard. All this, doing this shit, nigga. You gotta sit there with Canelo Alvarez. Sit there with him, and if he can't put, come on, I'm just tired of seeing these dudes in these fights, and there's no disrespect to Canelo, that's not prepared, bro. That's not prepared. You got to go in there to knock this joker out. If you didn't see the Billy doing all this, that, and the third, and saying the po' boy chin and all that, and they go in there and get the job done. He don't have the credentials. Only reason he's getting this fight because he got a belt. He not prepared. And that's not Caleb Plant fault. That's Al Haymon fault. And feeding another fighter to the other side is just crazy. He not ready. If you're a really good defender, sit in front of Canelo in the pocket and hit him and not let him hit you flush. That's the sign of a great defender. All this and doing that'll make you a great defender. When Floyd sitting in front of his opponents and Pernell sitting in front of his opponents in a southpaw position, and they swing and they can't hit Pernell, and Pernell slip and boom, boom, like Pernell was doing versus Chavez, sitting right there with Chavez. He wasn't just on the... Look at Pernell stands versus Chavez. Wide. He still couldn't hit him. That's defense. That's master PhD defense. Not that little this shit that Caleb Plant be doing, running and touching and touching. Defense is sitting right there with somebody, right arm's length, and they can't hit you. That's master defense, bro. And he ain't that type of fighter. At least he ain't shown that type of fighter. Yes, but I heard this fight is gonna go down on Fox. That they don't kind of want Caleb Plant to cross the street to fight Canelo. So heard this fight supposed to go on Fox pay-per-view. I'm guessing Fox pay-per-view. I heard Fox, but Fox pay-per-view. I'm guessing. And honestly, will they rob Canelo? I doubt it. They want to feed Canelo David Benavidez, Jamal Charlo. To be honest, Canelo ready to go retire if he ready. Nobody really, honestly, we gonna keep talking shit. He didn't fight Benavidez. Because Benavidez should have been champion, but it was fault losing the belt. He didn't fight the Charlo twins. He didn't fight Demetrius Andrade. You know, if he really want to prove something, go in there and knock somebody out that we deem worthy or deemed a troubling style. All you gotta do is knock out one. He knocked out Charlo, Andrade, one of those. Really, the brothers can't complain, or people, logical boxing fans can't complain. But heard this, they want this fight on Fox unless they're gonna overpay Caleb Plant. People talking about Caleb Plant. You know, Derevchenko got 5 million to fight Golovkin. Look, this dude might be getting 15 that Danny Jacobs got. Because honestly, he got something that Canelo won't. And they are not mandated to get Canelo that belt. You look at the ranking system. They can sit back and fight mandatory. No number 1, number 2. None of these guys you notice. You know what I'm saying? So it's just to the point where, you know, either they're going to pay or, you know what? Honestly, they could put David Benavidez and put him in the WBA. Ain't no bullshit, or in the WBO, and take that belt off Canelo. So Al Hammond got the leg up. It sounds funny with Canelo having 3 belts, but PBC ain't about getting undisputed. You feel me? So I think Al Hammond can say, I ain't give you shit. I send David Benavidez in the WBO to be a mandatory. I like Caleb Plant. fight mandatories. You know, had Jamar Charlo coming up, be the regular champion. I do my own unification. So if Al Hammond is smart, I'm not getting less than $20 million for Caleb Plant. I mean $15 million. If I can get to 15 or something close to 15, you know what? I send Benavidez at the Canelo Alvarez. Or I send Jamal. I box him in. I send Jamal in the WBC or the WBA. I send Benavidez in the WBO. Or did Benavidez hide in the WBC? He get the regular belt. Send Charlo after WBO. He want to fight Charlo. Strip the belt. Guess what? Plant with the IBF. WBC, the regular title, which is the real title. And David Benavidez or Charlo had a WBO. So Al Hammond can win this. But hey, it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out anytime you got business, question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests. All my social media links in the description. Twitter's the fast way than Facebook and Instagram. Links in the description. Facebook group link there as well too. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App CJ Good 313. That's in the description. PayPal link in the description. Best way to donate, share the video. Appreciate the love, support. One time for the one time. Goodfellas Sports TV. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Peace.